afternoon. Last night, Maurizio Sarri said he thought the team played with more enthusiasm, more motivation than he's seen this season. Do you think that was as a result of his criticism after the Arsenal defeat?
I don't know, it might be. Certainly the players yesterday, they wanted to go to the final. They show a lot of personality, they show a lot of very good attitude, and in the end the result and the performance was a consequence. So I don't know where it's coming from, to be honest, to be precise, but I'm delighted that they came out yesterday because we needed it.
What reaction have you seen from the players following that criticism? Because it can go one of two ways, can't it?
No, it can go one or two ways, but sometimes the criticism is not necessarily a negative thing. It's sometimes as a coach, as a manager, you have to try to always get the best out of the players. Sometimes you need to give them a compliment. Sometimes you need to also criticize, and I appreciate that the players intelligently they took it in the right way and they reacted in the right way. That's the most important thing.
We saw Higuain last night. Could he start on Sunday?
I don't know. He hasn't decided yet. It could be. It's an opportunity. We play a game in our pitch. There are players that they need to be rested, and it could be an opportunity. But to be honest, we haven't discussed yet.
What do you think he will bring?
Higuain, I mean, everybody knows his best qualities are, the goal-scoring record. It's a player that can score in many ways. So we hope that they can bring this quality to this team that at this moment is very much necessary.
Are you confident he'll be a success in the Premier League? Because players don't always take to the Premier League. They might have been successful elsewhere, but it's not always the same when they come here.
No, it is exactly the same questions that they posed when I came over here, and it's the same question that they pose for players when they come over here. It's we know that he's coming from a different league, maybe a league where the intensity, the rhythms are lower than the Premier League, but we are always talking about a player that he has scored not only in Italy, he scored also everywhere. He scored in Champions League. So we are talking about a top player. So I'm confident that he can give something to the team, but also confident that the team will give him something. So there is a lot of positive things that can happen.
Another question mark has been his age. He's 31. How long do you think he can keep playing at the top level?
20 years ago, 15 years ago, I would have said, it's coming, it's a difficult age. But nowadays, with the level of professionalism that you have and, all the resources that the players have, 31 is a good age. There is not doubt about that. Plus the age it relates to the person, and it seems that he takes care of himself.
In terms of transfers, does his arrival mean that Morata can join Atletico Madrid?
I don't have updates on that, to be honest, so I cannot give you any indications. There is an interest, I know that, and I believe they're working on it, but I cannot tell you more about that.
Do you know if he's in Madrid or if he's here?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
And Victor Moses, he's passed his medical at
Yeah, I mean, it's Chelsea has given him the permission to talk to the Fenerbahce team, and they are trying to find a possibility. It's a pity because he's a wonderful professionalist, and it's a pity that he couldn't find the opportunities to show his value.
And the search for Cesc Fabregas' replacement, how's that going?
Again, as I said, I'm not in a position where I can say more about it. It's something that we are talking with the club.
Okay, last one, please, James.
Just follow up on that. But as a coach, how important is it that you do get a midfielder in to replace him?
It's certainly an area where we could do, but it could be a problem if we have an injury. If you have, so yeah, I think there is a good understanding between Maurizio and Marina, and I'm sure that they are talking about that.
Okay, John.
Gianfranco, have you seen a difference in the players? Obviously, they played well last night. Have you seen a difference in them since what was said on Sunday?
No, I mean, I think it's to put too much emphasis on that. I think you would be wrong. I think before we saw also very good performances. Obviously, yesterday was one of the top ones. We don't question that these players, they can produce peak performances like they did yesterday. What we're trying to achieve here is that we want consistency in the performances, because it's the nature of the league. You can't afford to play 2 games well and one less good. So the top teams, they are pushing up, and we need to keep the pace.
Obviously, Maurizio said a few things about Eden Hazard this week
Yes.
as well, and obviously he played really well last night. Is he a kind of player that needs that reminder, and the criticism is actually not a bad thing?
I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, it's. I think I have an idea of Eden, but what he showed me yesterday, the reaction he showed me is a reaction of a great player with a great personality, and I'm looking forward to seeing him until the end of the season, and for more than that. It's important that you react in that way. I was very impressed and pleased with Eden performances.
And how important is it now that presumably he's actually going to be allowed to play in his favourite position?
Certainly, when we have teams that are waiting in their own half, when he plays on a wide area where he can more freedom, he can drop. He gives a lot of to his game. He can variate his game a little bit more. I believe he can do well with his potential. He can do well also as a main striker, but obviously it's more when you have a space in front of you. Anyway, I believe that when he plays in the position and he's got players, a target in front of him where he can play off him, I think he can do even better. So I'm looking forward to seeing him that.
How much pressure do you think is on Higuain? There's a lot of expectation, isn't there? So all the fans have been waiting for this centre forward to come to the club and to score some goals. Is there a huge amount of expectation and pressure on him, do you think?
Yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of expectations. Otherwise, we don't. But I'm also sure that Gonzalo is used to it. He's played for big clubs, Real Madrid, Juventus, Napoli. So I'm sure he can handle these expectations. He's always produced good numbers wherever he's been. And again, as I said, this is not a team that is desperate. It's a team that needs to add certain qualities to what he already has. So we're gonna help Higuain to get his goals, but also Higuain will help the team with his goals.
Okay, Liam, and then Simon.
Gianfranco, we've already mentioned that you made a similar transition to the one Higuain is trying to make from Serie A to the Premier League. What advice can you give him on how to do that? Because it's obviously very important for Chelsea that he hits the ground running.
I think it would be very important. What I always thought when I first came over here to read the league, read the weaknesses of the league, but also the potentials of the league, and don't underestimate, and to have an open mind. That's what allowed me to get into the system quickly. With him, it's going to be the same. I'm sure that he will be looking at the defender. He will be saying, there's defenders. They're not very. They make some mistakes, which is true sometimes, but the intensity and the physicality of the game that you have in here, you don't have at other place. I'm sure he will be studying it and will be reading the situations and using his ability to get the goals that we need.
Okay, Simon, and then Matt to finish.
It's feeding on from that, Franco. Like you were over 30 when you arrived. You also arrived after the season started.
Yes.
So does that sort of show like you're an example of someone that can make that transition?
Yeah, no. He can make it. I know he's coming late, but he's coming first of all in a team who plays a system that he knows very well. So I'm sure this is a big advantage. Plus, as I said before, in here there are type of players that they will help him to do what he can do best. So the conditions are good. There is no problem with that.
Okay.
No, that's simple as that. I'm sure it can be good.
And have you got any update on when you expect Ruben to?
Ruben has been back in training with us today. He's been progressing. Honestly, it's been a surprise. I thought it would have been longer. So tomorrow, I think we're gonna make a decision on whether he's in contention or not. But he looks good.
Last one, Matt, in this section.
Gianfranco, you're a legend to these Chelsea supporters, and last night you might have increased your legendary status. Can you tell us what happened at the penalty shootout when you got the players to crouch down? Was it the fans that asked you, or did you realise that they couldn't see?
No, there were a couple of there were the supporters behind next to the bench. They couldn't see. And I know what it's like because I've always had taller players in front of me, and I always had to ask them to bend down. And so I did ask the players and the others to bend down because there were a couple of kids that couldn't see the penalty. So that's what we did.
And did you have to bend down?
I'm always bent down. I know they feel. No, not for me. They didn't ask to me. They asked the others.
Thank you.
Okay, cameras off, please.